Well, hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, all about living, working, and playing in Fredericksburg. I am Jeff.
And I am Ruthie, and today we are going to dive deep into whether Fredericksburg is the right place for you. Fredericksburg meaning all of this.
That beautiful city.
Oh yeah, such a great view from where we're standing.
All right, so in all the interactions we have with people, there seems to be one burning question, especially because of this YouTube channel. We get lots of questions about Fredericksburg, but the question that seems to be the burning question is Fredericksburg right for me? And that's what this video is going to be all about.
Well, in thinking about Fredericksburg, I mean, to me, I feel like Fredericksburg has a great family feel, a family vibe that's going on. Not only that, if you're a history buff, this is the place for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's very few places really in the United States that you can get more history than you can right here in this area. Of course, you know, this is where the country basically began. But Ruthie's right about the family vibe thing. This is just, it's a great area, and we're going to talk about some of that today.
Yeah, and I think I've said it before in the past on one of our past videos, that when I have family that comes to town, I mean, I have a couple family members that are big history buffs, and they just want to go and see the battlegrounds and, I mean, just the museums and everything. That's their thing.
Yep, lots to do, for sure. So really, when we think about Fredericksburg and we're talking to people about whether or not this is the right place for them, I sort of feel like we're on the edge of urban lifestyle and more rural, suburban, rustic lifestyle. I mean, we're really pretty much right on the edge of that. You've got the urban things you want to do, but it's easy to slip out and be in the country if that's your jam as well.
Yeah, and when you think about the location of Fredericksburg and think about employment, it's a great, for commuting, you couldn't be in a better place for commuters. I mean, whether you're going to commute to DC for a job or stay here in Fredericksburg or go south to Richmond, then you've got that working to your advantage as well for the Fredericksburg area.
Yeah, Ruthie makes that point, and it's a great point, because in these interactions that we have with people, more often than not, the reason they're considering Fredericksburg is that they are moving here for a job opportunity, moving to this area for a job opportunity. So really, then it becomes a question of, okay, I'm going to be in this area, but is Fredericksburg the right part of this area for me? Because a lot of people, like Ruthie said, do spend their time commuting north to DC, Northern Virginia for jobs. So great point.
Yeah, it's much more cost effective in this area. I mean, if you're going to be working up north, a lot of people still choose to live in the Fredericksburg area because it's just much more cost effective than what it would be to live up in the DC area.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I think is a draw for Fredericksburg, if someone's relocating to this area anyway, is you're not boxed in by big city life. So if you're moving here, you're going to be working in Northern Virginia or DC, or you're coming from a bigger city, then if you're wanting to sort of escape that hustle and bustle, Fredericksburg is a great option, because like we said before, you're on the edge of that urban rural lifestyle, so it's easy to escape. It's easy to get bigger places to live, so bigger pieces of land with your homes. It's just just outside of that boxed in city life environment.
And even if you are having to commute and be in a commuter's dream, I mean, for this area, we have, I mean, several means of transportation. Whether somebody wanted to go to the commuter lots,
The slug lots.
I was going to say it correct this time. Whether you wanted to use the slug lots, or we've got the train, or they've got the Fred buses around the Fredericksburg area. So you've got means of transportation as well.
Yeah, that's it is our public transportation system is growing. Ruthie mentioned the Fred buses. That's a growing piece of our public transportation. We've got a few different train stations, as she mentioned. The Spotsy station, downtown Leland, and even some further north. So you do have some public transportation options. You're still probably going to be car dependent here, but it's a growing segment of what this area has to offer. So if that's something that's important to you, and you'll want to research that just to make sure that piece works for you as well.
Mm-hmm. And it's nothing like, when you hear about people talking about the gridlock that you have, like in the DC area or New York City, it's so different than that. Yes, we have traffic, but it's still so different than a gridlock situation.
Before we go on, let me stop and make the point that as much as Ruthie and I love making these videos, educating people on all about living, working, and playing here in the greater Fredericksburg area, we are Virginia real estate agents. As much as we love doing that, we love even more helping you with your real estate needs. So if you have any questions about living, working, playing, buying, selling real estate here in the Fredericksburg area, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We look forward to those calls, and we will get right back to you.
And on that note, talking about educating you, let's talk about the education in the Fredericksburg area. This is a top-notch educational area, and you have different varieties of education, from public schools to private schools. We have charter schools, so you've got many options out there.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but Virginia as a whole has the 4th best ranked education system in the United States. And some of the schools here locally are top-notch within Virginia. So do your research, make sure you check out the individual school zones that you're considering living in, if that's something that's important to you. But just know, like Ruthie said, our education system here is pretty top-notch.
And he got a statistic in for this video too.
Always. Hey, before we move away from education, there's one more segment of education that I think we should talk about, because it's pretty important to a lot of people, and that's homeschooling. So you do have the option, obviously, of homeschooling here in Virginia. And there are a lot of resources, a lot of support groups and networks here in the Fredericksburg area that are designed to help your child succeed. That's the word I'm looking for. Succeed in a homeschooling environment. Ruthie alluded earlier to the cost of living here in Fredericksburg being lower than it is up north and in DC. And that is very, very true of the cost of housing as well. So again, a lot of people moving to this area end up here because they can get a lot more bang for the buck when they're buying a house here versus in Stafford County, Prince William County, Fairfax, Northern Virginia, or DC.
And not even just discussing and talking about the points of the cost of housing, but I feel like this area, when you're comparing to the northern areas, is just much more well balanced. Even when you're looking at the cost of food, or the cost of just your means of living. From utilities to food to things that you need to have, clothing. So Fredericksburg itself is definitely, history is a big part of Fredericksburg, but it's not just the history. Fredericksburg is very progressive. We have a unique blend of activities, cultures in the area.
Yeah, speaking of cultures, if you are into art, if you're a food aficionado, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, all of those things, there's something here or very close by for any of those interests. When we talk about restaurants, the food aficionados, we get everything from farm to table restaurants to exotic international cuisines. Pretty much, if you can think of it as a food that you want to have, you can find it right here in Fredericksburg. All right, so that is a quick take about the topic of, is moving to Fredericksburg the right thing for you? So we've tried to touch on some things that are important to most people if they're considering living here. But before we wrap up, we are more than just your video guides. We are also local realtors. Like I said before, we love doing this to help you, but even more than that, we like helping you with your real estate needs. So if you have any questions at all, give us a call. But just as important, make sure you like this video, share the video if you know someone that might be interested in it, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video. We make all about living, working, and playing right here in the Fredericksburg area.
Absolutely. Everything that Jeff said. We would be happy to help. So feel free to reach out to us. You can call us, you can text us, you can send smoke signals,
That's right.
email us.
And that contact information is in the description below, by the way.
I had to bring your smoke signals
like
into it. And we look forward to seeing you the next time, but the next time we are going to dive even deeper into living into the Fredericksburg area.
So, until then, goodbye for now.
We'll see you.